What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and right now we're going to be taking a look at the offensive abilities, the best ones to use right now, all skill levels, all pro, you just starting out, your mid-level tier, whatever it is, let's go over it right now, why I'm using it, all that good stuff, all right? So let's go ahead and jump over to this section. I'm missing right now one of the X factors because I've been adjusting some things. Typically, I would put it on the running back, or maybe the quarterback to kind of see the defense with the Omaha. But the X factors are not really that big of a deal if you're not using like double me. Because it's so easy to pass in Madden 22, it's almost automatic that you should have double me on at least two players. Because when you go into those stadiums where they give you the activation super fast, you're going to be having a field day. It is almost impossible to deal with somebody with double me. And most skilled players know to put an extra person on that player or they're going to get mossed. All right, so we're going to start off with the O-lineman. All right, you'll see that we now have Secure Protector instead of the Nasty Streak. Why is that? Why is Secure Protector a much better ability to have right now in Madden? Right after I just told you guys that passing is easy, what is also very, very easy? Sending everybody. So how do you stop guys from getting instant sheds? Secure Protector is very, very unique in the fact that it gives you the stronger protection versus the quick block shed moves. But not only that, it helps in the run game. So it's a twofer. Like, you're getting both. Meanwhile, Nasty Streak only really affects the run game. So what I've noticed in my experience with using this is they do slow down the blitz. Now, if you get overloaded, or you play somebody running nickel 245 or nickel 335 wide, the meta defenses, you're still going to get sacked because he's going to pick up the one guy. If the corner's coming off the edge in the contain, the running back will also have to help on one side. All right, but it's still going to slow down the blitz because it's going to take that defensive end out of the play. Usually it lights up and you'll see it when it's going on. All right, so this ability is very, very important. As you guys know, I theoretically believe that none of the abilities are really 100% effective, but they help to kind of slow down what's going on within the game. Many of you guys know what I mean because anybody that tells you that it's 100% effective is definitely not telling you the truth. Okay, nothing always works. That's the issue with the Madden and why a lot of people have issues with it today is because we don't get consistency within the game, right? So this right here, for the time being since the last update, I've noticed a difference in the way that this plays versus Nasty Streak. They still attack with the run, but they're great in the pass. So I'm going to go ahead and recommend that your tackles, I'm recommending it. I'm not telling you you have to do it. Some of you guys swear by the post-up. I don't really believe the post-up is as good as Secure Protector on the outside. All right, so both your tackles, regardless of how good they are, give them Secure Protector, check it out. Let me know if those same blitzes still scream. They should not. And it should be slowed down, and then by the time they're able to get off the block, you should have already been able to make a read, or you're going to block your running back as well. And if you're getting screamed at excessively like that, block your tight end as well. All right, so that's the O lineman. We're going to jump over to the tight end. Now, if you have Dan Marino, you do not need Slot Apprentice, obviously, because he gets Hot Route Master. If you have Tom Brady, Kirk Cousins, anybody that gets Hot Route Master, you do not need this ability. If you do not have Hot Route Master on your quarterback, Tight End Apprentice is one of the number one. It's like right there with Slot Apprentice, but your tight end is so, like, the plays that he makes are so excessively good for what you can do, and we have to be able to adjust on the fly. You got to be able to make a corner route, a crosser, all kinds of weird routes, and you're not going to be able to do that unless you have Hot Route Master or Tight End Apprentice. If you do have Hot Route Master, the next best thing to just help the tight end overall would be Matchup Nightmare, but it is 2 AP, so I understand if you go with deep in or you go with deep out. If you play your tight ends on the outside, maybe you're a run heavy guy in I Pro or whatever, deep out does work, but I would recommend Matchup Nightmare because it works against anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it definitely, it does have the adjustments that are necessary to make sure everything is good. And I think that for most of you guys, it will help you get those lucky fluke plays. It's going to be something that I think most of you guys should probably take a look at just to make sure. Like I said, it all depends though. I got to be totally honest with you guys. If you don't want to throw to your tight end a lot, or you want to make sure that you overhaul you know, the way that everybody is used on your squad as far as the receiving core, you can double down on the wide receivers. You can definitely double down on the wide receivers. You can make it so that it's more effective in that regard if you're not utilizing your tight ends in your scheme. Because I throw a lot of streaks, I got to make sure that if I need to, I can adjust the way that the tight end moves around and the routes that he's on. So there's a lot of differences in that, all depending on if you have Hot Route Master, if you don't. And, you know, if you don't have Hot Route Master, I recommend Tight End Apprentice. If you do have Hot Route Master, I recommend Matchup Nightmare. You will get the effectiveness of Matchup Nightmare because throwing Stevies, it's a regular thing. We all do it. Every now and again, a guy tricks us on defense and we don't know what's going on, and we throw a Stevie. It happens. You know what I'm saying, bro? It is what it is. Don't worry about it. Plaxico Burress, physical receivers, this is your only option. You go with Matchup Nightmare for one. I don't care. You could go honorary lineman. You can do whatever you want if you want to, you know, worry about the blocking and stuff like that for the run game. The best ability for any physical wide receiver is Matchup Nightmare. They get it for one. Simple. Now, the other receiver, right? Because Keyshawn Johnson, we are a Jets theme team. He's a route runner. So he gets Matchup Nightmare for two. But Matchup Nightmare doesn't apply for us here because we're throwing a lot of streaks, which means that Deep Out Elite is just as good, right? If you want to manipulate how you use them and do all other kind of stuff, you can put whatever else you want on them. You can go if you want to spend a 2, you can spend a 2 if you're more comfortable with that. Having them all over the place, you know, give him a slot apprentice, whatever, move him around and see how he's useful. Because if you give him something like slot apprentice, you can run tight and just put him on a crosser. He's going to always be wide open because he's so fast. And that's a very, very important aspect of it. But because I throw streaks to the outside and he is a route runner, you know what I'm saying? If he was a vertical threat, we would do the same thing. Because we're trying to look for the best 1 AP abilities that we possibly can get so that we don't overuse the AP. So those are just 2 options based on the archetype. You know, with the outside receivers, if you are utilizing a slot receiver, I would recommend with that archetype of slot, maybe you give them slot apprentice. Your running back, if you don't have Hot Route Master, they should have Backfield Master. That is something that you should definitely have. It is something that I highly recommend because sometimes you get a guy that just can't stop blitzing and you need to make, you got to make several different routes just to get your player open. And it's necessary. It is extremely necessary. It is something that you should have if you do not have Hot Route Master. Those additional hot routes and just throwing it into coverage, you're going to catch the ball more often than not. And that's just the point blank period. End of story. Finally, we have Gunslinger. Now, I'm going to tell you this again. A lot of you guys don't care about how fast the ball comes out. I do. I think it's very important in this game because the way the game plays and the way that it's so easy to pass the ball, why delay and have a windup when you don't have to? Josh Allen, in my opinion, is still the best thrower of the football right now, getting it out super fast. I would recommend him for any skill level because he's going to make that play. If you're good with pass lead elite on Dan Marino, if that's enough of a throw for you, that's fine. But I don't believe that pass lead elite is fast enough. And Dan Marino still winds up on deep throws. So Gunslinger is like the best ability for me because the ball just zips out. Now, all gunslingers are not created equal. Matthew Stafford has been nerfed. I would stay away from him if I were you. He does have that delay, like that delay windup now all of a sudden. So be careful in that regard. All right. Utilizing all these abilities are guaranteed to get you a lot more wins than you've already been getting. Shout out to all of you guys that are saying that it's helping you in Weekend League. I finished Weekend League this week. I didn't do as well as I usually do. We are top 100 though, which is regular when we finished entire all the games. But I did lose my last 2 games to somebody that just came out and was doing whatever he wanted, 2 close games. But we did edge it out. And I think that we're 91. We moved down from the 80s to like 91 at the end because we were only able to get about 18 wins. So you should be able to increase your level of play and possibly start to, understand the game a little bit more. If there's something else that you're still not understanding, let me know and I will get it out to you as soon as possible because you guys are really enjoying these tip videos. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your holiday as well. And until next time, one love, y'all.